Investing, tax planning, healthcare, estate planning, it's enough to make retirement feel, well, pretty daunting. How can anyone expect to understand all of the ins and outs of these critical decisions? To help you understand, we have Jonathan McCoy with Market Advisory Group here with us today. Jonathan, there are a lot of people out there that are near retirement who come to you confused. What parts are they most confused by?
Well, I mean, it all depends on where you want to start, right? We always start our consultation process with what are your primary concerns? And for some people, it's, I don't know how much I'm going to need to live on, or I don't know how Social Security is going to impact me. I don't know what my health care needs are going to be and how much is that going to cost. Some people do come to us directly for the estate planning piece of it. So we come at this from a lot of different angles. It's all a matter of finding a starting point. Oftentimes we're finding people having common questions on what are my tax implications going to be, you know, what is this inflation that we've been seeing here recently going to do to me, and especially what are my Social Security options. If you're married, divorced, widowed, there's a lot of different filing strategies there, and a lot of the classes that we do around the metro area we'll start with that subject topic and go from there.
It's pretty crazy. When it comes to retirement alone, there's just so many subjects to cover. How does Market Advisory Group tackle retirement differently?
Well, we can't do it all ourselves as financial advisors, right? I mean, we're licensed to give advice on where your investments should be, projecting a predictable growth path to offset things like inflation and make sure that you've got what you need to make ends meet and live the lifestyle that you want. Outside of that, though, especially from a tax perspective, that's why we had to start Market Tax Services several years ago and start bringing in professional CPAs that could sit with us there in the conference room and help folks, just like everybody that we meet with, whether it's from the Ask Our Advisor segments or from the workshops that we do. Talking with our tax team hand in hand, as well as our estate planning attorney Gerald Eidelman and our Medicare advisors as well. We bring all of those people into the same room so we can have those discussions without having to send people, you know, down the street to 5 or 6 different professionals. And it becomes a game of telephone at that point. It's kind of hard to keep up with.
And then you got to play tag, so definitely seems like a good way to handle it. We do have a viewer question for you. This one is from Paul in Lee's Summit. Paul asks, how are bonds handled when taken out of an IRA? As an RMD, are there any special tax considerations to be considered before doing this? What would be the pros and the cons?
So Paul's really referring to how do you transfer an asset like a bond instead of selling that bond, cashing it in, and then moving it out into your bank account. You can transfer some types of assets between 2 different types of accounts. So you're going from pre-tax to post-tax. So those bonds, as they transfer out of your IRA, even if you keep the bond certificate or keep that bond issue because you want to keep earning whatever interest it's earning, whatever it may be, that's going to be treated just like a cash withdrawal as far as the IRS is concerned. The custodian that holds that account for you is going to count that bond at whatever the value is, essentially the cash value at that time, as taxable income to you when it comes out of the account. So ultimately, it's no different than a cash withdrawal. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Jonathan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And to schedule a complimentary consultation and submit your questions, visit AskOurAdvisor.com or call 816-548-2000. They'll take your questions and even meet with you one-on-one free of charge. If you include your address, Market Advisory Group will even send you a free gift.